Hello everybody. Oh my goodness. Why is there nothing playing in the background? Hold on, let me fix that real quick. All right, there we go. Hey everybody, it's okay, hello, this is Watercape after I edited the entire video. So like I just want to say that the reason why there's a scarecrow PNG is because Kidwin was working on a PNG tuber for me. He's a goat, by the way. You should go support him. But he didn't finish it in time and I'm really lazy, so I didn't want to animate for the Q&A. I apologize, but like I'm lazy. Either way, I still answered as many questions as I can, and I hope you still enjoyed the video. Okay, goodbye. Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. B, aka the Watercape13 guy, aka the Blocktales guy, aka the Forsaken guy, aka the Blackout guy. And anyway, today we are answering your questions, so you know who I am, and that I am actually an evil being here to shoot you with lasers. Okay, so here's the first batch of questions that are talking about like what inspired you to do YouTube and stuff like that. So I'll explain the story. Basically, I didn't start off animating. I started off with normal regular videos before like all of that got scrapped. It's a long story, but yeah, I always wanted to be a YouTuber when I was younger. Even when I was like 8, I was like recording myself on the computer, like doing these fake little YouTube videos and stuff. Now, what got me into animation was a lot of animation channels that I started getting into, specifically Senior Pello, by the way. Yes, I know you guys were mentioning that a lot. You can obviously see it in my animation style. And I was just like, I really want to do stuff like this as well. So I just started getting into Adobe Animate. I started practicing stuff like that. Posted a few really bad, but still my first animations on there on YouTube as well. And I just kept going along with it because I just had fun doing it. And at first it was just like, oh, I just want to do this for fun. I want to, you know, have big following, all those basic stuff. But then now it's more about like the community I'm making right now, this art community I have in my Discord server. I really admire it. There's a lot of talented people, artists, creators like that. I really want to push them with their ambitions and all that. And the funny thing is, like, I always wanted to be like a YouTuber where I could literally just join a game or like just say something in the stream chat or whatever, and then like people will just go crazy. Like basically just like I just make their day by doing absolutely nothing. And I'm genuinely like at that point right now, like people are like, oh my goodness, is that you? I want to take a screenshot, stuff like that. Like that generally, like it makes my like day. It's just, it's so nice to see. And I just want to like bring joy into like everyone's lives a little bit. Like, you know, it's a little bit of entertainment here and there. But yeah, I'm just having fun. I want you guys to have fun as well. And if you want to also be like a creator, I'm going to support you all the way. And I have a whole community just for you, just for that. Exactly. Now, here are the more specific ones. Here's one by Roman. What made you set on making animations and how did you find an art style you stuck with? So like I mentioned before, Senior Pello was like a really big inspiration. So if you look at my older animations, you can see the style really struck with me. But what really made me set on making animations was I generally just had fun doing it, and there's not a lot of animators out there doing Roblox animations, like drawing animations, not like stupid like Moon Animator or whatever it is. But I just really liked animating, and I just liked making jokes and all that, so I just kept going on with that. And my art style, I mean, I think I have an art style. I don't know if it still feels like it's ripping off a bunch of other art styles, even though that's kind of what an art style starts off with. But I feel like it's recognizable to an extent, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Here's a good one by #1 fan of Raw. I wonder who this Raw is. What made you make animation videos like Pressure, Blocktales, Blackout Revival, Guts and Black Powder, and Pillar Chase? Well, the thing is, it's because those games I genuinely have fun playing, and they're pretty good games that are somewhat underrated, not like all the way at the top, not all the way at the bottom, kind of like right in the middle, Goldilocks type stuff. And I just like doing animations for those because they kind of deserve it more because there's more like ambition, there's more thought put into their games, it's more fun. And I'd rather do that than just like go mainstream and just copy everybody else, like, oh, Strongest Battlegrounds, oh, Fish. Like those are kind of like buzzkill games. They're not really fun, they're just repetitive. And yeah, I'd rather put my effort into like giving in. And then JDM asks, which were your goals when creating your YouTube channel and have these changed? Well, at first it started with like, oh, I want to be popular, oh, I want to make some money, stuff like that. But now my main focus isn't fully the YouTube channel, but also my Discord server, because I want to be able to like transform it into a hub where like artists and creators are like, they can share, give criticism, just have a nice place to stay. Like I like the events that go on there. I like the art people post. It's very incredible, by the way. But honestly, I'd say like my goals pretty much reached at this point. We're just like pushing forward. I have a really nice community. The YouTube channel is doing pretty well, over my expectations actually, and yeah, I'm pretty satisfied as of right now. Steve Gaming 0434 said, do you animate as a hobby or a job, and how do you feel about it? I animate as a hobby. It could be a job in the future, but it doesn't seem so stable, and I still have to see how it goes in the future. So if the channel does grow to an extensive amount, then yeah, I could probably transform it into a job, invest more time into it and stuff like that. But as of now, I just see it as like something to do in the pastime to make a little bit of money. I kind of just see it as a way to just make something funny and then just have someone laugh at it, and that's pretty much it. All right, moving on to stuff about the animation process and the challenges it has, because animating is a little bit tedious, but it's still fun. Proximity Mine but C4 says, what was your first animation? My first animation was the Afro animation pack. This was when I got Adobe for the first time, the free trial, and then I was just using my mouse, drawing, and then just doing whatever popped up in my head, and that was the result. It's kind of bad, but I mean, hey, I had some cool ideas here and there. But otherwise, yeah, that was pretty much my first animation. It was alright. It was a good starting point. I would probably consider the video after it, the Diet Water one, to be considered my first animation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The Zob Rambler says, out of all of the Roblox animations you have made, which is your favorite? I think this is probably going to be the recent one, the Best Killer Forsaken one, because that's the one where I did a really good script, and I felt proud of that one. I wouldn't even care if it flopped because like I genuinely enjoyed making that animation even though it took a while. The voice actors were incredible. I felt like the jokes were pretty good. And on top of all that, it was one of my longest animations I've made, right next to the Jesterson one. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that one as well. And then as Rojo asks, what was the most difficult animation for you to make? That would be the exact same video. Mostly because it took a script and then voice actors, and then I don't usually do that. But that's pretty much it. And then it was really long. Your local Batlore said, which animation was the hardest to make in all of the Blocktales videos, and what do you use to animate? Well, like I said earlier, Adobe Animate CC. Oh, by the way, I could make an entire video on how I animate. Just let me know in the comments, I'll do that. Yeah, it's just gonna be Jesterson's journey. That one took a really long time, so yeah. Ness says, what's your favorite part of the animation process and why? My favorite part, it's when it's over, when it's finished, when I get to export the video and watch it. Yeah, animating is... I love animating, don't get me wrong, I'm not miserable when I do it, but I just like getting done with it because sometimes it's just like 2 in the morning and I just want to upload the video and get over with it and sleep. So yeah, that's the answer for that. Sandstorm Moment said, what's the thought process of your animations? How do you figure out what jokes or elements of the game to use or not? So jokes, I just come up with it up in my head. Like I'll just be like, oh, this is relatable, I'll put this in, or oh, this would be a good joke, I'll put this reference in. Sometimes I call my friends and then I say, okay, did you laugh at this? Was this funny? What can I change? Do you have any ideas? But that's pretty much it with the jokes. Even when I do scripts, it's literally just for like the lines. The jokes, I kind of just animate it when it just pops up in my head. I'm a pretty random person, yeah, I know. And then here's a follow-up question from Yosh the Gamer64. How long do animations normally take? Now, if I'm not like lazy as heck, I'll probably be taking like a weekend or two. And sometimes if it's like really long, I'll start animating a little bit like after school. But yeah, it's usually like 1 to 2 weekends worth of animating and then I'm done. Now here's an intriguing question. KFC Duck says, why do you keep animating if your vids don't get 100k views until like a week? Now, first of all, 100k views within like the first week is already like a humongous stretch for a bunch of channels. So that's a pretty high number. But yeah, you don't always have to get that high up because it's really hard to be able to like get that many views. Like I'm surprised I'm still able to get like a high amount of views right now. But I still think that like getting like minimum like 30k views, that's still like a solid number for like being a big YouTuber. But honestly, I just keep doing it because it's like fun. Like even like if you see in the past, like I literally was getting like a couple thousand on average. But I still had fun doing the animations and there's still a lot of positive comments, so that kind of like kept me going. Now, Cinderlover says, how do you come up with video ideas? Now, like I said before, the jokes and stuff, we figured those out, but the story is a really interesting thing to note because what I like to do is I imagine the characters and then a scenario in which would be like very humorous for them to be in. Like let's say like that pillar chase animation, like MX basically saying, oh, look at you should have paid me back my money. Like that's something you wouldn't expect them to say. Or like in the Forsaken one, you know how everyone complains, who's the best character, who's the worst character? Why don't they themselves, the killers, argue over that? That would be like something you wouldn't really expect. It would be funny in a certain scenario. And then even when there's not much to joke around about, I still kind of figure out a loophole or something that would make it funny. But yeah, it's kind of like off the top of my head stuff. And last one, Narzo891 asks, how did you learn to draw and animate? So I was actually self-taught. I used to watch a lot of YouTube video tutorials back then. And I kind of just like started getting used to Adobe by myself. I didn't really have any like professional training, stuff like that. I just started like going around and just seeing what works. And even to this day, I don't even like take any courses or stuff like that. Like, oh, here's some tips, here's some that. No, I literally just use the basics, and that is literally it. I am not advanced. I am not like a crazy artist. I just do the basics and get along with it. Alright, so here's a section about Blocktales. So PVZ Master asks, what is your least favorite boss in Blocktales? Well, I would say that back when the bubonic plant came out and before they reworked it, it was awful, and I hated going against it because like it was just like some of the attacks were like so unfair. But after that, I don't really hate any other bosses. They're pretty much fair now. Dymanic says, I think I said that right. Did you expect that first Blocktales vid to blow up that much? Nope, I did not at all. I thought it was already crazy it was going to 10k, but then now it's already like 130k something. So I'm like, okay, well, wow, just wow, I'm surprised. But yeah, I'm very grateful that did blow up because it gave me a chance to branch out, and that worked out as well. So woohoo for me. Agadi said, what got you the idea to make Blocktales animations? Well, seeing that the first one blew up so much and people really wanted more, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll just do like one more and call it a day. And then that was the Cruel King one. Yeah, that blew up even more, becoming like my most popular video. So I'm like, okay, y'all want more. I got you. Okay, I made a mistake. This isn't specifically Blocktales, but what Roblox game do you enjoy animating the most? Which was asked by Potato Z. All of them. I like being diverse. It's fun. Vinny1210 said, can you get all the badges in Blocktales? No, I suck. I mean, I'm good, but like, I suck. Rob Plays Y8 said, what got you into Blocktales and Blackout? So what got me into Blocktales is just, my friend just told me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, we'll play it, because it was like nighttime and we were trying to find a good game. And I was hooked, because that game is good. Probably the peak of Roblox right now. It is that good of a game. Now Blackout, so I was like actually like waiting on Blackout for a hot while, because at the time, a lot of people don't know. All the OG ones do. I used to make criminality content, and I wish I didn't, because criminality sucks. It's a cash grab. The staff suck. It's corrupt, and there's a million more things I could say that's awful about it. But yeah, it's literally just a game that gooners play now. Like, go to the infection game mode. Yeah, they're awful. But yeah, I was just waiting on Blackout, and it gave me kind of like a head start on getting back into making videos and getting some views. So I really appreciate it. Even though the community is like hot garbage right now, the staff team's really nice. A lot of people there I met were really cool people. I really admire Silver's ambition for the game. I can't wait for zombies, but yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so here's a section about future plans and broader content. So Hollow Oaken asks, when or if you have to, do you think you'll ever broaden your content to more things you enjoy beyond Roblox? Now, this is kind of a stretch because I tried to do this in the past and it just kept failing horribly. And Roblox is not the best state, but it is a good state as well in terms of animation, because if this isn't doing well, just switch to that game or just do anything and it will probably do pretty well depending on what it is. And it's just more easy to pick up on things if something goes wrong. And Roblox is, yeah, it's Roblox platformer game, so it's easy to like change topics. Oh, I just repeated myself 3 times. But honestly, in the far future, most likely I probably will be more diverse with content. That's why I've been trying to get back into gameplay videos. I want to see if people like that, because if they do, then I could probably make gameplay videos of other games, if you know what I'm saying. Zadio Roblox 2 says, do you want to make animations of other games soon? Definitely. I would love to do that. Oscarak says, can you make an animation on Super Bomb Survivor or something? That was the plan I had a long time ago. I'll catch up to that. Don't worry about it. Now, here's a really fun question. Red asks, if you had a tier list of your own videos, what videos would you put in the S tier? Now, let me show you real quick. So here are 2 questions from Isaac Newton and your local Canadian 12. With the first one asking, how did you come up with your cool OC? And the second one saying, what made you want to draw him, the cool silly yellow character? Was there inspiration or was it just an imagination? So it was a really late night call and I was with a bunch of friends and I had the big head accessory because I was wearing that. I had a different fit at the time. And we were going through the catalog trying to find some items that would fit the big head. Because back then, like, UGC literally just came out. There's nothing for like big heads. And then we found this like big brained noob hat that when you mix it with the big head, it just looks like hair. I'm like, oh yeah, this looks like an afro. A really bad one, but it's a really funny afro. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll cop it. So I just took it and I just implemented it with my style, and I just turned that to my main character pretty much. Ching Lozano 115 said, "Why did you come up with the name Dr. B?" Well, because I can't explain it now. I have some lore. I have some really cool lore. So like, I'll explain it next time. Just trust me on this one. Now here's something that I find funny that might crush y'all's hearts. So Bayan asked, "Who is Jesterson?" Yeah, you thought he was a really cool character? No, I just came up with him on the spot. It was 2 a.m. in the morning. I was tired. I wanted to get the animation done. I needed to come up with a character. I'm like, hey, okay, so who would fit Blocktales? Okay, let's just make this guy with a stupid hat. That's what most people have. And then just have some colors. I just made Jesterson on the spot. Boom. Beautiful. And he is now a pretty beloved character, which is surprising. I don't know why, but yeah, people love him. Yeah, I bet you thought he had an insane backstory. No, he doesn't. He's boring. He's a boring composer. And Jolly Noob said, "Can we get Jesterson merch?" Merch is actually a really good question because I really do want to do merch in the future, but I'm waiting for the fan base to get bigger so that way, like, you know, we can do like a makeshift of like a plushie or like shirts or stuff like that. So like, yeah, in the far future, once we start getting more and more followers, subscribers, stuff like that, then I'll think about merch because I want to make sure some people will actually like be interested in buying it. So alright, so I'm gonna wrap up the video, but before I do that, I just want to say, if I didn't answer your question, please drop one right below this video. I will answer it personally because I know there was a lot of questions that were asked and I couldn't get to all of them, and otherwise this is gonna be like a 3-hour video. And I feel like all the previous ones kind of like answered majorities of people's questions, but like specific ones, go ahead, drop a comment, I will answer. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this. This was not a fun video to make. I had so many scrapped ideas and like problems trying to make this, so I'm sorry if it's like not living up to expectations. But yeah, we're gonna push this aside. It's a Q&A. I just answered the questions. We're all good. We're all good. I'm still gonna answer it below. And thank you for watching through all of it. I bet like 2% of people actually went through it. So if you did, you should comment down, "I am a supporter of diet water." Then I'll know you actually watched the video, and then I'm gonna like glaze you because like you're cool. So yeah, that's going to be everything. Like, subscribe, join the Discord if you really want to, and then make sure to drop your question down in the comments if you really want to answer it. I will answer it personally, and I'll catch you around. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my videos so far, and I will make sure I'll make some really good ones in the future.